Hmm. Oh, it's not plugged in. Oh. Ooh, sorry. I need a cough button on my mic. Or something. Good morning. If you weren't awake before, You are now. Sorry, headphones users. Yeah, it's a Sunday. It's another beautiful Sunday in Portland. It's been off and on very heavy rain. I don't need my mask. Off and on very heavy rain and light sprinkling. Had a good brunch with a friend. It's been a while since I've been defeated by a meal, but I was defeated by this meal. It was good. It was good to be defeated. I need to find more meals like that. Not that they're so big they defeat me, but they just kind of like... by the time I'm eating them or something. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah. Today, yeah, tea. That's a great idea. I should start doing that. Have a little tea with my stream. I should start doing that. I'll do that next week. I don't want to do it right now because that'll take a while because I gotta heat up the kettle and do all that stuff, but yeah. So yesterday, did a bunch of stuff with ZMK. I don't remember what all we did. Oh, no, I walked through like how to set up a config repo and how to build firmwares and do all that stuff, and I learned that the new way to do config repos in ZMK, or at least the new way to build them, is much more friendly to multiple keyboards in the same config repo, which is something I've been wanting to do for a long time anyways, consolidate my config repos into one. But the way I used to do it, or the way I do it right now, is horrible. Like, it's just, you know, it's a way to do it. But it's very toilsome. It's a lot of manual copy pasting and editing things and forgetting what I copy pasted and edited, and it's just it's not an ideal workflow. But their new method with the matrix build and a config file that drives that is really, really cool, and I want to upgrade to that. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna consolidate the rest of my config repos that I have, because I've got a bunch of them. Like, if you look over here, you know, sure, like, that's just this first one here is just a test. This is just another test. That's not actually a config repo, but this is a config repo that I use. This is a config repo that I use. This is... I don't remember what it is, but I think it's a config repo that I use. This is just a fork. There's another config repo. So I have like 3 or 4 or 5, 10, 100 config repos that I use. Oh, and Zaphod isn't even in here. I don't think. Yeah, oh, because it doesn't have ZMK in it. So, like, I've got a bunch of config repos that I want to just consolidate into one. So then I can start doing things like extracting out or refactoring, I guess. It seems odd to refactor your key map, but when you have as many keyboards as I do, trying to make it so, one, it's easier to make a new one, and two, it's easier to maintain the ones you already have, is very helpful, I imagine. So I'm trying to do some sort of things. And then maybe some of the techniques or tools that come out of it will help other people. I don't know. But today it's just about taking my ZMK config and you know, making it less messy, because it's kind of a mess right now. So that's what we're gonna do. So it might be, I don't much care for Git submodules as a general workflow. I feel like it makes it hard to reason about what you're working with. There's a lot of manual, like, multiple step stuff. I don't know. Normally, or in the perfect future, wait, why is this? Oh, that's the wrong. Sorry. in the ideal future of ZMK, the config repo will have only your key map, basically. Might have a few other files, but it'll have only your key map. So things like in the Cornish Zen repo, there's the whole board's... Oh no, wait, it's just the key map now, because I guess the board got upstreamed. But like the Zaphod config, for instance, the Zaphod config repo has the actual board definition in it as well. So like that makes it harder because you have to because if that definition, if this stuff gets upgraded upstream, which it looks like it has, then you have to rebase and pull stuff in or whatever. I'm literally gonna just copy paste forklift this into my repo. There's probably a better way to do it, but that's how I know how to do it, so that's how I'm gonna do it. And in the process, at least for Zaphod, I'll upgrade I'll, upgrade whatever needs to be upgraded in here, and then probably even enable Bongo Cat. Although now that I think about it, my Zaphod is upstairs. It's not down here. Anyways, so I've got a bunch of keyboards also that I want to reflash, and at least one that I want to actually get working for the first time. my Chalk V2 Reviung 41 doesn't work. It just has never worked. I think it's just the pinouts wrong, or the pins are, the pins are wrong. And I just need to figure out, how to make that work. What needs to be done to do that. So yeah, we shall find out. So let's get cracking here. So I just kind of have like a random file opened over here. This happens to be the banana key map for the banana keyboard. Or not even the banana key map. This is literally the Xiao Nexus node, which is here. These two. Whoops. Okay. This is the Xiao Nexus node. And then this is my actual direct pin mapping for the banana board. So this needs to be here, whatever. So what do I want to start with? I think what I want to start with is I want to take my existing build workflow stuff and convert it over to the new method from ZMK config upstream. So let's go to github.com/kitchen, and we'll grab the new. We'll do the demo one because I just did that yesterday. Okay, so basically I want to just copy paste this whole damn thing in here. And this should just be what, build.yaml? Build.yaml. Yeah, I like Miryoku a lot. It's a little more than I want, and I want to change a couple things, so mine's kind of inspired by, in the sense of, like, I have an embedded number pad and an embedded symbols on the number pad thing, but I've done a lot of, it's not Miryoku. Like, my nav layer is different. I don't have function keys. There's all sorts of stuff that I just don't have. Of course, also, I use a 34 key, not a 36 key layout, so Miryoku doesn't work there at all. Or at least, last I checked. Paste. That's not the droid I'm looking for. This is paste. Okay. Great. Property is not allowed. Whatever. Does this know it's a GitHub workflow? I don't know. Whatever. So I did want to go into a little bit really quickly about what this command here does. Except I don't really totally know what it does, other than it just converts the YAML to a JSON and selects the thing. Yeah, whatever. Miracle 34 is what I use on a daily basis. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check it out at some point. But I like my config. Okay, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, so taking another step back, I remembered I wanted to do some just simple cleanup in my repo first. So if we look at git status, there's all these untracked files and like all this other crap in here. You know, I haven't committed the unibody or the unikitchen, whatever we want to call it, board, the firmware for that yet. So let's get some of the stuff here figured out. So the DS store stuff, that's all like macOS puts the DS store file in here if you have like, if you've ever used the trash can in that directory. So it litters these all over the place, and it's very common to find it in a git ignore file. But I apparently don't have it in my git ignore because apparently I don't have a git ignore. So we'll do a git ignore and then add ds.ds underscore store. Okay, so that first. I'm gonna .west bootloader build and ZMK I think can also get added to that. I've seen that in tons of zip files. That's actually kind of terrifying because that means someone probably manually built that zip file, which means who knows what could be in there. Okay, so stage that as well. We've got dsstore.west bootloader build ZMK because those are all like part of the build process itself and don't get committed to the repo. So we want to ignore those. So we'll go ahead and commit this. Make a git ignore with some common things. Alright. So then, I had this Docker Compose file here, but I don't remember how I was using it or why, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. And then .github workflows build. So okay, then I want to. I've got all these files, so it won't show me the stuff. So stage that. Okay, so this is actually all the files for the unikitchen build or board. So we'll add those. Stage. Initial files for unikitchen. Oh wait, no, I don't want to put this here because this is... So this is actually one place where I'm not going to consolidate. And this is kind of a frustrating thing about about ZMK for the moment is that I can't have, at least as far as I know, a board repo that gets pulled in during the build process, and then I have my config repo. So I've got ZMK and a config repo, and if I want the board to not, the board definition itself to not live in the ZMK or in the config repo, I have to merge it upstream to ZMK. And if I don't want to do that, I have to have it in my config repo. Or like somehow copy it into place at build time or whatever, but it's a manual process right now. But basically what I'm saying is I've got github.com/kitchen, and I've got the MyKube repo, because again, this is all just working title stuff. This is where I have all of these files, including the dsstore file. So here I was just throwing shade at people leaving their dsstore files and zip files and stuff like that, and here's mine sitting right in this repo. But anyways, so I don't actually need to put this here. I'm going to unstage those changes and then actually just delete that whole thing. Recursively trash, config board, shield, Xena kitchen. Yes. No, it totally would. And it's something that is a desired thing. Like, in terms of, as far as I know, ZMK/Pete/the project wants that to be the thing, where you have ZMK, which is just basically the core body of operating system stuff, and some things like, you know, there'd be support for certain boards to make it easier to build things on top of, like there'd be Nexus nodes for and maybe not, maybe there's a board repo too. There's a board repo, shield repo, and whatever. So like Nexus nodes for like Arduino Pro Micro or Arduino Xiao or something like that. And then there's your shield repo, which has the shield definitions, which basically map like the pins and lay out the key map, and then provide a default key map in your config repo that overrides the key map. That is, as far as I understand, something they would like to get to. So it's not that it's like, this is terrible, this is the way they've decided to do it, and it's never going to change. It's more like, this is great, and it's a good first step, and they want to go further, but time and resources and all that stuff, they haven't gotten to it yet. So, yeah. Cool. So, but one thing you want to avoid is having like a proliferation of include repos, let's say, without some sort of proper package management system. So for instance, having a like a Arduino, so like if you look at ZMK proper and you look at the Pro Micro this, so like you wouldn't want to have this file itself as like, okay, well, this is a Pro Micro variant, so we got to bring in the Pro Micro variant repo, and then we build a board on top of that, so we got to bring in the board repo, and then we build a shield on top of that, so we got to bring in the shield repo. You don't want to do all that unless you have like a proper package management system, and I imagine you could do that with West, but man, that seems like a pain in the ass. And I don't know. I just probably not the way they would want to go. There's certain level, like how much factoring out of these things do you want to do into different packages, or just like, well, here's the Pro Micro package or the Pro Micro board repo, and it has all the variants I could think of and the mappings and stuff like that. And because that's a fairly static repo, I would say, or at least like additive. So, you know, you're not constantly pulling boards out of there. I don't know. Software development can be hard, managing dependencies and figuring out how to break things apart. So, yeah. Okay. So we've got here our build.yaml, or our our build.yaml for the for the overall, or for the matrix to build. Now we need a top level build.yaml .yaml build.yaml, and we want that to have at first, excuse me, we'll just do that because I have a nice nano corn left and corn right. And actually, you know what, we'll do a nice nano v2 just for funsies. Okay, so now we should be able to delete that file, that file, that file, that file. So I deleted this rev41 LP file, but I don't want to delete that quite yet because I want this here. So I'm just going to rename it. Well, I mean, it's in the Git history. I can find it. It's fine. Because I want that command because I need to add the whoops. Can I do $sign here? No. I need that command because I had some extra stuff on there. But we can get to that in a bit. Cool. So that should, I think, do that. Convert to matrix, build, and set up the corn. Yeah, screw it, let's do this. All right. Look at our GitHub Actions, see if it's working at all. Oh, this is Zaphod. Cool. So, let's look at that commit. Since the rev41 LP actually does work, so I'm going to do board nice nano, because the one I have is just a nice nano shield revyoung 41. I want to do what was it, CMake args. Extra underscore CMake underscore args. Oh, not even extra. Like, the extra ones are from the variable matrix.cmake args. So what we want here is cmake dash args, and then we will put dash DTC overlay, oh wait, slash DDTC. Overlay file equals here. Equals $sign GitHub workspace slash config slash Young 41 lp.overlay colon okay. I think that should do that. Okay, let's just see if this finished. Okay, so the matrix build worked. Delete the firmware, or the old firmware in here. I've got my corn left, corn right, nice nano, and nice nano v2. Awesome. Okay, so let's give this a shot. Add build for Revion 41. Cool. All right, and then I'm gonna prep. So I want board. Nice nano. Shield. Syria. Left. So I'll do the carrier right. And what else did I have in here? Revion 41 proper. So besides these, I had the Zaphod and the Ahokore that run ZMK. And I think everything else I have is QMK. And really, I don't have a nice nanoed Kyria, but I have enough Kyrias that at some point I will, I'm sure. So I'd like to leave it in there. Yeah, so let me actually also just throw one more in here for nice nano, Revion 41, CMake args, to do args overlay file for Chalk v2 Revion 41. Okay. We'll comment this for now. Okay, so that Revion 41 did not work. I don't know how that got in there. This is what I meant to put. Okay, so something that blows my mind about Magit or Maggot. I'm gonna call it Magit because Maggot sounds really bad. So I've got this hunk here and I've got all this extra stuff that I've written, but I don't want to commit that yet. I just want to commit this part. Right? This one line change. So I can just go like this and stage just that. Just that. It's so beautiful. Right? Because I just highlighted it and then I hit the S button to stage and it just stages that one little bit. It's just mwah. Beautiful. Because like in order to do that with Git command line, you have to like manually edit the diff probably, or something like that. Like I don't even know how you would do that in the command line, but here it's just literally exactly what you would think you would do, is where you go, okay, well I want to just pull the stage this part of the hunk, and it's like boom, there you go, done. Beautiful. Now I gotta figure out where the hell okay. So commit this. There we go. Fix a typo in the CMake args. I'll try this one again. Hopefully it works. So while that's going, I'm gonna bust out all of the boards that I'm trying to configure here. So we've got the banana and the corn. We've got part of the Revion army. I forgot that I had a full-size Revion MX that was running a nice nano as well. If you've ever wondered, can I get by with an MX keyboard without a switch plate but hot swap sockets, the answer to that question is no. You need the plate. Because these just wobble all over the place. Yeah. This was an experiment in doing like a low profile MX keyboard just without a case at all. And it works fine. I mean, the keyboard works just fine. It's just the switches, yeah, it's a mess. But putting a plate on here would fix all that, and it would be just fine. I just don't have a plate for it, so. But then here's my Reviung 41 LP with the chalk switches. And then here's the chalk V1, the chalk V2 version with chalk V2 switches. And the reason I want to distinguish those in the build YAML file is, well, first off, this is running a Nice Nano V2. This is a V1, which I'm now realizing is another good reason to have your Nice Nanos mounted face up, because you can see what version it is just by looking at the logo. But you'll notice that this one is face down, this one is face up. I don't know if that affected the pin mapping. And I don't know if it's these two are the same pin mapping, because these are made by, I don't remember who. I can never remember his name anymore. Cyril. These are both made by Cyril. And this is like the board source version of the Reviung. So I don't know if these are three completely different pin mappings, pin assignments, or if these two are the same, or these two are the same. I know these two are not. So that's one of the things I have to figure out. So we've got our pile of Reviungs. We've got our banana. We have our corn, and like I said, I don't have a Nice Nano Kyria at the moment. And the Unikitchen is running out of a totally different repo, and I'm not going to change that today. So I think that's all of my... Really? Is that all of my ZMK boards? Feels like not enough boards. Oh no. Ahokori, duh. Ahokori and Zaphon. Ahokori and Zaphon is upstairs. I'm gonna go get that. And a banana. And some water. I'll be right back. Burb. So I sat down and looked down and realized that I have another board that's running ZMK, and it's the one I'm typing on, my Cornish Zen. So I need to do that or grab that as well. Wait, I just had my Zaphod. Where did it go? I literally... Did I leave it upstairs? I left my Zaphod upstairs. I had it in my hand. I set it down to grab a banana. Whatever. I'll get the Zaphod in a bit. No, I do not have a BLE Schiffer. Or Chiffre, or however you pronounce it. I don't even really know. I've heard the Schiffer, BLE Schiffer. Oh. Oh, wow. That's a neat looking keyboard. I do not have one of these. Oh, come on. There. Cool. Yeah, I don't like the thumb placement. For sure. It's got a rotary encoder, though. That's cool, I guess. And an OLED. And probably fits in like 40s cases or something like that. There's probably some like really good reason for why it's shaped the way it is. Let's see. Okay. So that worked. So we've got firmware, trash that. Download this, and we've got our new firmwares for the Reviung 41. Oh. Yeah, I like the Zaphod. I think I would like the Zaphod better, personally. So one thing I'm going to run into here. Let me see if I can pull up the do Finder firmware. Order move or to top there. This here. Okay, so one of the things is the Reviung 41. The name of it is the Reviung 41 LP, but the key map is just called Reviung 41. So in this case, in this particular instance, I'm actually trying to build multiple boards from the literal same key map file, but using different boards or different shields, and in one case a different shield with a different configuration. I think this is where I screwed up before. I should probably not do that. I should probably either make them just a symlink to the same file, or that's really probably the easiest way to do it. Thinking hand. Because, yeah, this is not the Reviung 41, this is the Reviung 41 LP. Okay, I am gonna just symlink. Can I do a symlink from in here? That'd be kind of cool. Nope. I don't think so. No, because it had to be that because it's using the board definition or the shield definition from the Rivian 41. Arg. Why do I have to make things complicated? Why can't I just do things easily? See if I can like override the file name with the config, the build.yaml. Steps.variables output artifact name. Nope. That is hard coded there. But we can change this to if -n yeah. Matrix dot artifact name. Then artifact name equals matrix dot artifact like that, and then close the parenthesis or -ZMK. So what that should do is allow me to here change this artifact name Revian 41 LP. And then we can do something like that. And again, we do the... I just want to stage that one change. And the... this here... Okay. Let's try that. I want to test real quick if this actually functions. Because I'm pretty sure I built a key map for it. So let's do ZMK configurator. Test keyboard input. Oh, okay. It definitely works. It's probably got a very outdated... yeah, it's got an outdated key map on it. But it does have a kitchen firmware on it, so that's good to know. So what that means is we should be able to just... yeah, this should work right here, but that's actually a nice Nano V2 in that board. 2. I think. Oh, no, wait. It might not be. So I don't know if this is a nice Nano V2 or not. To check... well, okay. I can just flashlight this, I think. I was going to say, to check, I'd want to pull the controller, but the battery on this, because it doesn't have a power switch or battery pads, I just soldered the battery directly to the nice Nano. So, like, pulling that out would be hard. Okay, it's a V1. Okay. And then my Revion 41. We'll go ahead and build this. Okay. Go ahead and build the rest of these. Already staged. Oh, okay. Go ahead and build the rest of these. Download the firmware. And we've got a Revion 41 LP. So I'm going to load that firmware onto this Revion 41 LP and see if it works. Okay. Wow, I haven't typed on this in ages. Okay, so it does work. Totally works. Oh god. Okay. See, the firmware works, but I haven't updated the firmware, or I haven't updated the key map on all these, so they're running very wildly different key maps. This part of the problem I'm hoping to solve today is to make it so they all are running the same key map. Even if they've got extra keys or whatever, the just extra keys just don't do anything. I would really like it. I want to figure out a way to preserve somehow the extra keys that I can do something with them, because I really, really love the center enter key on the Revion 41. Like, I feel like my ideal keyboard is actually a 35 key board. 34 keys, but enter is on the middle. Although I do have a Revion 33, which might change my mind if I go move escape off or move one of my other keys off of... Yeah. So, like, I either need to go up one or down one, because I can get the Revion 33. But, like, the Revion 41 has too many keys on it. It's got this outer column that I don't need, so... Anyways. Well, the joys of having way too many damn keyboards. Okay, go ahead and build the rest of these. So let's just check to see if that worked too. Download the firmware. Wait, is this even the right window still? No. Okay. This is though. Yes, okay. So there are all my firmwares so far. I'm gonna flash the Chalk V2 one just to see if that works. This one I had a little bit of wonkiness with the wiring because the pads for the battery are directly underneath where the battery goes. And so it's like, what do I do with all this extra wire? So I'm not really certain what I'm gonna do there. God, I have so many keyboards with USB-C connectors on them. I need more of these magnetic tip connector things. Okay, so reset button on this is where? There isn't one? Is there really no reset button on this? Cyril, what are you doing to me? Yeah, I think there's no reset button. I mean, that's fine because... Well, kind of fine. I can just do it manually, but it's kind of annoying. Although wait, it's already in bootloader mode, so we'll flash this here. Okay, so let's see if this actually functions at all. I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Well, I'll be. Cool. Whoops. Oh dear. I killed it all. I've got to fix this. Hang on, sorry. There we go. Sorry, in my mashing of keys on this board, I actually ended up hitting Command Q, which quit Safari, so everything went out the window. Okay. Let me find this. There we go. Okay, we're back. So we have functioning. Oh, that's right. This board, one of the other reasons I didn't use this board is the keys stick a little bit because the Chalk V2 switches aren't perfect for MX caps, so sometimes you have to trim some of the caps a little bit, or they stick down like this one just did, because they get hung up on the switch housing. And I just haven't fixed that yet because I haven't used this board, obviously. Okay, well, I didn't realize that was going to work out of the box with the just maybe I tried to build it with the Reviung LP overlay and that's what screwed it up. I don't know. Either way, it works. So I've got now 3 flashed and working boards that came out of the new consolidated config repo. All right, what's next? It's consolidated, but they haven't been updated yet. So that'll be... Yeah, let's do that. So, space WQ. That's what I was trying to do. Okay. Corn.keymap, curio.keymap, reviung.keymap. So let's go in here. That's the corn keymap. We'll do the reviung keymap. Wait, does the corn keymap even have mine? No, it doesn't. Wow. This whole repo doesn't have any of my new stuff. Cool story. So let's do this. Development. Zaphod config. Because Zaphod is kind of my reference board at this point. Cpod config. Now ports, arm, cfod, cfod.keymap. There we go. Alright, so copy that, paste it here. And I could swear I just... Oh, I did just do this recently. I was going to say, I could swear I just did this recently. I did for my Zen, so I'm actually not going to copy-paste the Zaphod. I'm going to copy-paste the Zen. Development, Zen... Hell's that? I don't think that's necessary, right? Okay, well, we'll find out. Okay, so that should just drop in and work. Because Corn and the Cornish Zen, they have the same number of keys. It should just work. Then to port this to the Reviung 41, paste that in there, but I need to chop out one of the keys. On each layer. So default layer, so I've got what? I don't know what happened, but I don't think it had my... Yeah, it didn't paste it properly or something. Okay, so with the Zen, or with the Reviung, chop this out. So we've got numbers space, or numbers backspace, symbols tab, none here. And for the moment, we're just going to make the center key be none, although that pains me so much. Okay, so that should be my key maps ported to... I say ported to the corn. They're already ported to the corn because this is running the same thing, effectively. But also ported to the Reviung. So we'll change that, or we'll stage this. Port 34 key to corn and Reviung. Okay. So the heavy work, or the heavy forklifting, is going to happen here in a minute, because both the Zaphod and the Ahokore are using where the shield/board definition are contained in the repo, in the config repo. So I need to copy those files over from the other repos instead of just copying the key map over. But also copying the key map over. Okay. And the Zen, it looks like I might just be able to do the symlink trick. So corn-ish underscore zen dot keymap. ln-s corn dot keymap corn-ish underscore zen dot keymap. And then maybe just build the Zen directly here. GitHub workflows, build.yaml. Yeah, -b cornish zen left, -b cornish zen right. Okay. Board, corn-ish zen left. Cornish zen right. Okay. So at some point this is gonna fail on me. I don't know where or how, but at some point this is gonna fail on me. And I want to shrink this window a little bit, actually. There. Okay. Okay. I was just thinking, because there's like C files and stuff in this board arms AFOD, I wasn't sure if I could just do the normal bits. But looking at the build YAML for the GitHub workflow, it's just doing West build ZMK app. Should be fine. We'll see. Okay, so there's a failure. Why did that fail? Command exited with that. Message failed to locate key map file. And the reason for that is because I didn't like either symlink or include the key map file, like the, so if we look at the Zen am I trying to do kitchen / Zen corn. I really wish Safari had better like fuzzy completion in their friggin' history. Cornish Zen. Okay. So in here we've got the key map files. So we've got left and right. I don't know why stock is that way. Oh, probably because, yeah, anyways. So in the case of corn and Kyria, at the very least, ZMK somehow knows those are splits, so to chop off the left and the right and look for the thing, I think. So no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted slash? No. Yeah, Kyria in this repository. Shield ZMK siblings, Kyria left, Kyria right. So is there like a Zen as well? No? Am I just missing something entirely in terms of like how the Zen gets built? I lost the tab. There it is. Okay. Config west.yaml. Oh, okay. So that's one thing that's going on here. This is using a different fork of ZMK. So it is coming from upstream, but it's a different branch. And so I can't... I can't consolidate the Zen just yet, I don't think. Okay, well that's fine. We will comment this out. I want to copy But that's how it knows to find the key map. Because if we looked here, now I lost the friggin' ZMK repo. ZMK firmware. This. File format 1, shield URL requires yada yada yada. That stuff. Oh, that's right, and this shield metadata stuff is very new too. So maybe that's not actually how it works. Config shield curia left, config shield curia right. This might actually be where it's coming from. At any rate, the Zen doesn't, we can't build the Zen from this consolidated repo right now, so not going to worry too much about that. So let's see. Next up, let's do the Ahokore. So this has, okay, West YAML. Okay, it's running main ZMK, so that's fine. He's got a DS store file too. You know, I kind of want to make a bot that trolls, or that trawls, TRAWLS. Excuse me. Trawls GitHub for .ds store files and makes PRs to add it to their git ignore and remove any of them. I think that'd be kind of funny. So yeah, let's see. Is this updated? 2 commits behind Des Masters and has lost some. Yeah, and that is. So when I was like, oh, it looks like it's just using upstream ZMK. It is, but it's using a branch of it. So, not like this where it's just has all the extra code in the shield or the board definition directory. Okay, config. So what did he do? Updated build.yaml. Trying to see if I need to worry about. Not really. And I'm not using that build.yaml anyways, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is make dir boards, wait, make dir -p boards /arm /ahokore. Okay, and then we're gonna rsync -ab / Okay, so one thing that is a little bit different between his and mine is mine has a different key map file. Because I ported my key map over, but I want to use the, I want to have the, why is that not working suddenly? What's going on? Oh, I accidentally switched Bluetooth profiles. Weird. Okay. That's one way to do it. And that's just really... Okay, so what happened right there, my keyboard stopped working. I thought it was partially working. Like, I thought maybe the left hand was working. Nothing was working. And I wasn't sure why. And I looked down and I saw... And this is why I really love having some form of display on a wireless keyboard. I was on the wrong Bluetooth profile. I had somehow managed to hit, you know, my... So it was on profile 3, so this is my layer key for that, and this is layer 3 here. So, like, I hit those two. Don't know why. This is escape, so why I would escape dot, I don't know. But whatever. And that would have been a lot harder to troubleshoot had I not been able to look down and see what layer it was on. That's not what I was looking for. I was like, what's going on? Why is the keyboard? I was looking for any kind of feedback on the display. Maybe the battery went dead. Maybe something else happened. But I looked and I saw the number 3 next to the Bluetooth profile, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Anyways, so what we want to do here is config shields, no, so boards arm Ahocore key map. So this is my Ahocore key map. And I want to put this in the top level directory. No, not top level. Under config. Okay. But then what I want to do is revert this one back to upstream. Build.yaml, so now we go down here and we do board Ahocore, and that should do the trick. But I want to change my key map again. So the Ahocore is just a corn without the outer columns. So I'm gonna modify this one. Go here. So delete that. Delete that. All right. Closer. I think there's just one left, and that's Zaphod. And speaking of Zaphod, while I wait for that, I am going to go grab the Zaphod. I'll be right back. And we're back. So the auto query build failed. Okay, syntax error in the device tree file on line 520. That's something I hadn't considered. The key positions are going to be off, because this was copied from the corn key map and then modified. But we'll get to that in a second. This is the first 5 column I ported over, so I'm not too worried about that. It's possible what I want to do actually is copy the Zaphod key map over and then add thumb keys, add nuns on the thumb keys. But what's this? More importantly, what is this syntax error? Line 520, Column 44. But there shouldn't be a column 44 in here, is there? Is that really that long of a line? Alright, I'm going to copy the Zaphod key map. Wait a second. I wonder if I screwed something up copying in the stock. No, because it didn't use that file at all. Okay, well, we'll just copy in the Zaphod key map. And then we need to add thumb keys. So add none, append none, append none, add none. Weird. It's like I missed the top of the file. Maybe that's exactly what it was. Okay, so since this is coming from the Zaphod, the combo key positions should be correct. Because they are using a 5-column layout. So that's good. Okay. Fix the Aho Core key map. Push that up. Alright, now Zaphod time. So it's boards, arm, Zaphod. And then rsync. Oh wait, because it's not. Yes, okay. It's not config boards, it's just boards. Okay. Okay. So that has some changes I want from upstream. So I'm going to first come over here. Boards arm, Zaphod. We're going to yank this key map. Copy file to config zaphod.keymap. Okay. And then Zaphod config git status. Git remote. Okay. Alright, let's see if that does it. And if that does, then I'm going to reflash all of these boards, except for the Zen, with the new firmwares that were just built, and test them out, I guess. Okay, actions. So the Aho Core fix worked. Cool. So now we'll just do Zaphod, and while I'm at it... Whoops, what is that? No, go away. While I'm at it, let's do Zaphod. Config. Menu config Zaphod bongo cat. This is exciting. This has been such a kind of a pain point for me for a while. Having my configs just for ZMK all over the place. And like having the mechanism with which they are built being really weird in terms of like, you know, I had a different file for each one and I had to copy paste and do all this stuff. This matrix build works way better. You know, you can see how rapidly I'm pulling in other keyboards. Like I could pull my Unikitchen into this in seconds, right? It's just like pull in the config directory, or the config board's arm, whatever, config board shield, and just do it. Like it's really simple. It's exciting. Okay, so we're just waiting on the Zaphod to finish. Well, we're waiting on a bunch of other stuff to finish, but Zaphod is one of those things. There we go. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so I've got the banana, right? There's the... Oh, see, this is weird. Like, some of these say nice nano, nice nano, nice nano, Reviung, nice nano. Like, it's backward. Oh, it's probably because of the artifact name thing? I don't know. And I don't know why it's not building the banana. Because the banana isn't in here? No, the banana is in here. It's not building the banana because I didn't put it in the build.yaml file. The most important board that I own. Whoops, come on. All right. I mean, this just is so easy. Like, this makes this so easy. We've got the banana, we've got the Zaphod, the Ahokore, all this stuff. Alright, I'm gonna get ready for... Okay, that's ready. I guess I'm not gonna get ready. Let's figure out order of operations here. So we've got Ahokore, Zaphod, corn, 3 different Reviungs, and a banana. So I'm just gonna go top down, front to back. Except I'm not gonna do the banana because there's no reset button on the banana, and I'd have to literally unscrew and open up, so the banana isn't getting done. But there is a reset button on this one. There's not on this one. There is also not on this one. Because the reset button that ships with it, I don't like the reset buttons that the board source ships with their boards, because they're like surface mount, but there's a through-hole component, and it's just like, that's not the right reset button, and anyways, and then got the corn. Boom, there we go. Weird, no files were found with the provided path, build artifacts. No artifacts will be uploaded. Rename artifacts, run maker, build artifacts. Weird. Wonder what the hell happened there. Okay, so there's a DTS file. There's the kconfig file. West build. Oh, God, what happened here? Oh, that's right. That's right. So the Arduino shell, it creates the elf file, but there's another step that needs to be done to convert it to the UF2. So that's another reason the banana isn't going to get done. Yeah, I don't remember exactly where in ZMK that is done, but that's what the problem is. I remember running into that when I was building the firmware for the banana. There's like some Python command you can run, but there's also like Zephyr and or ZMK will do it for you if you do something correctly. So we will figure that out at another time. So let's go ahead and grab our firmwares. Come on. Summary. Firmware. There's our firmwares. I'm actually going to open an issue here real quick, just to make sure so I don't forget for later. Banana firmware doesn't build a .uf2 file. IRC. This is something to do with the build process for nanos and okay. So we've got that built. Got our firmwares. Let's start with it. So we've got the Reviung LP. Okay, plugged in. Double tap reset. It is in bootloader mode. There's our nice nano. Whoops, downloads. Reviang LP ZMK UF2. Bam. Copying, done. So let's test it out. Okay, reset A, B, C, D, or ASDF. Why does it say left shift is held? Whatever. There's enter, there are my combos. Okay, done. That one's running the latest firmware. So I noticed now I've got this Reviang 41 Chalk V2. I don't actually need that, because it's running just the regular ass Reviang 41 firmware. So I can change that, and we'll do so in a moment once I flash this. So hit our reset switch. Okay, we're in bootloader mode. Reviang 41 nice nano. Boom. Oh, no, wait. No. Hell, that's not going to work. Or it might. Because this is a nice nano V2. So we'll put this on here for now. Okay. And then we're going to go into here. And it says shift is held. Oh, because it is. So this might actually be really hard to do. Okay. So, Reviang 41 LP Chalk, or Reviang 41 Chalk V2. Not necessary to do that. What? Oh, that's going to confuse me a little bit. Okay. I am going to, because that needs some work on the physical aspects of it. Okay. And this is Reviang 41 as well. This also doesn't have a reset button or reset switch. Okay, now it's in bootloader mode. Yes. Reviang 41 nice nano V1. I didn't want it to kill that window. Reset. Okay. That's all looking pretty decent. Zaphod. And this we will know if it works because this display should change from Don't Panic to Bongo Cat. And it totally did. Awesome. Okay, so yay, we have Bongo Cat on the Zaphod. Finally. Okay. Aho Kore, last up. Or no, not last up, second to last up. I need an adapter. Oops. Come on. Okay, Aho Kore done. It's got enter. It's got our combos for brackets and stuff. Cool. Beautiful. Last but not least, the corn. And these are nice nano V1s, so I have to be careful here. So corn left, nice nano. On the right side. Okay. So much for using the adapters, right? I need to buy more of them, is what it comes down to. Okay, reset. We've got our board with our combos. Cool. Okay, so that is all of my boards except for the banana and the Cornish Zen reflashed from the unified centralized repo. Happy fun times. And yeah, I'm gonna make a tweet here because this is just ridiculous. I'll show y'all something. Come on, clear. This is another problem. I can't clear all these out. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Okay, so I've got... What the hell happened there? Did you just change the background of Safari instead of... That's awesome. Super awesome. Good job, Apple. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. So this shows up this every single time because the way the Nice Nano or this bootloader works is it accepts the file and it's like, great, thanks, and it unplugs itself effectively. So you get this message every time you flash a Nice Nano or any of these things. And as far as I can tell, there's no way to turn this notification off. And you have to click them closed individually. There's no, like, clear all button. But anyways, yeah, all the boards are all reflashed and happy and good. Let me just make sure I have latest action. Remove custom artifact name. Yeah, so that worked. Great. So that's that. And I think that is that. Short stream today. I guess it's not too short. But short stream today because I don't really feel like digging into the deduplicating all of my configs or all of my key maps. Because as you can tell, there's a lot of duplication. I mean, they are all basically the same key map. They just have like, oh, well, the Reviung has an extra thumb key, and the Corn, and then the 6 column boards have outer keys and stuff like that. Like, I'd love to be able to make some sort of thing that encapsulates that so that I can just go, it's a 6 column keyboard and it just spits out the key map file, right? Or maybe not the key map file, but it's like something. I know, now that I think about it a little bit, I know I could just literally pull that whole key map part out into a DTSI file and just include it. I could do that. But then I'd still have a 5 column, a 6 column, and a this and that. Although at least that's one bit of deduplication. But I feel like there's something I can do with macros to make that even easier, where it's just like, here's a macro, it spits out all the key map with padding, right? Inner, outer, thumb padding, thumb inner and outer padding. The reason I want inner padding is because I do have at least one keyboard that has center keys, so my Pinky 3 has... One of the reasons I bought it is because it has a center column of keys. So there's, you know, here's your home row. Here's your normal inner row. There's another column. And the reason I wanted that is because I was looking for something that was a lot more similar to my... I wanted my center, enter, and backspace back from my my type matrix days. And what's funny is I actually never used those for that. I used those keys for brackets and parentheses, and I had, because I had gotten so used to having enter on the low pinky outer column from my days using the, what the hell, the plank, that I just was like, okay, well, that's actually acceptable to me now to use that as enter. So I'll use these as like bracket keys. But now I don't have any of those keys. This whole evolution of how I've used keyboards over the past like year and a half, I guess now, since I started really getting into this hobby. But anyways, so that is maybe what I'll do on Friday next week. I'm not sure. I might get started a little bit late on Friday next week because Wednesday afternoon I am driving down to Salem, Oregon, and then going east for about a half an hour or 20 minutes or something like that up into the Santiam Canyon. And there's an Airbnb I booked there that is right on the Santiam River. They have like, I don't know, it just seems like a really cool place, really cool, relaxing, chill cabin. So I'm going out there for 2 nights. So I get back Friday morning at some point. But like, if I check out of there at 11, it's an hour drive home and stuff. So who knows? I'll probably get started a little bit late on Friday. So maybe like noon or 1. And like I said on Discord earlier, I'm trying to figure out my Sunday schedule because I have brunch with friends on Sunday mornings. And brunch in Portland is very hit or miss on whether or not you get seated right away. It depends on where you're going, and depends on what time you got there and if someone showed up early to get their name on the list or something like that. So we meet at 10. sometimes we can get seated. Like today, we were done by 11. Except I had some other stuff I wanted to do before the stream, so I just pushed it back for an hour. But then, like 2 weeks ago, we had, oh yeah, it'll be 25 minutes. And then an hour later, we got seated. And then half an hour later, we got our food. So it's just very wildly varying. And then I have my, I have D&D Sunday nights at 5, but it's on the west side, and I have to pick up someone on the way. So it's like, and I need to get food at some point in there too. So it's like basically 4 o'clock is my end of day for possibility for streaming. And I really would love to have some decompression time after the stream to just like, because sometimes this can be really exhausting, like mentally taxing. Just have some sort of like, yeah, like I said, decompression time. So we'll see. So I gotta like squeeze all that stuff in there. But I really do like this Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule because it gives me the first part of the week to do whatever I want. I'm even moving, I have a therapy appointment on Tuesdays. I'm moving that to Friday after the stream so that I can, or moving that to Fridays or Thursday, depending on whatever, but I can, so that way, you know, I can do that remotely, and we have been doing it remotely. But it'd be nice to not have to be tied to internet or have to skip the session. It's just like, okay, well, I don't need to have internet access for Tuesday because I don't have therapy on Tuesday. So I can go camp in the woods if I want to or something. And I know rainy season in Portland right now, but I still like camping even if it's raining. I even bought some more stuff to do that better with. I have a pop-up tent now. So anyways, I'm going to call it for today. I am going to... I'm going to try to get something shot, some sort of something filmed for the ZMK config repo, like how-to thing. It's kind of like distilling what happened yesterday into a set of like edited and produced videos. I'm going to try to do some of that this week. It's not going to be the full set, and it's probably not even going to be a final video, but it'll be like, I did something. And also, because I'm going to have to figure out tools, because do I want to use OBS to record it and then, or to do the compositing and recording, or do I want to do screen recordings and then composite it after in iMovie or something like that? We'll see. Or Premiere even, I don't know. So it's going to be a little bit getting started with that stuff, but I'm going to try to get something kind of like ready for beta or alpha viewing by next Friday, or by next week. So yeah, that being said, have a great rest of your weekend. Go have some dinner with friends or family tonight, or if it's already past dinner time, have a nice day at work tomorrow. I don't know. And I'll see y'all on Friday. Take care.